What's going on, nerds? Welcome back to Comic Book Nerd Nation, episode 144. I'm Fox2. We got Pirate.
Hey.
Topher.
144. That's gross.
144. And the whole effing Brian.
I can't even count that high.
Wow. So this should be an interesting episode. We're kind of in rough shape. It sounds like I was up late last night. Pirate was up late for like 2 days in a row, if I caught that story right. Topher has the beer shits because he drank too much last night. And Brian is, well, he's Brian.
I just have the shits.
So, it should be special, as they are every week.
Is that a Hall of Justice toy back there, John?
Yes, it is the Hall of Justice.
Were you not here when you showed
Have we,
it to us?
have we seen that?
Yeah.
3 times.
Really? Yeah, whatever.
Way to pay attention.
We
to your
all
friends.
just took the short bus.
And then
Maybe-
over here, I
maybe
have
I
the
missed
case
that one.
full of. I have a case full of the Justice Friends or Super
Justice
Friends.
Friends?
Super Friends.
Super friends.
So, welcome to Comic Book Nerd Nation. We all took the short bus here.
Yes. Clearly,
Oh,
this is going to
man.
be ridiculous.
Actually, that's not really the Hall of Justice, Chris. That's the Union Terminal.
Yeah. Cincinnati Union Terminal.
My parents got the cheap version when I was a kid.
I would believe that there's a ton of people out there that don't believe that the Justice League, the Hall of Justice, was modeled after, or was it the other way around? Yeah, it had to be that way.
It was modeled after.
It was modeled after the Union Center in Cincinnati.
Union Terminal.
Terminal.
Union Terminal, I'm sorry. Union Center. Yes.
I had no idea, but apparently trains still run out of there.
Uh-huh.
There's an Amtrak station
Is
near,
it?
near there.
There's an Amtrak station in Cincinnati.
It used to be. I don't know. That could have been years ago.
Okay,
Fuck, I don't know.
so you might be talking out of your ass. You're just not 100% sure.
There was one, but that's been a while since that was the case.
I rode an
so-
Amtrak one time from Los Angeles to like Grover Beach area in California, which is like Central California. It takes for fucking ever.
You know what? I've
The thing
always
stops
thought,
like every 150 yards.
I've always wanted to like take a train across country, and then I'm like, wait a minute.
It would take like a month and a half.
I was like, plus, like, you don't like. Where do you like? What I want to stop and see the world's biggest ball of dirt or something. You know what I mean? Like,
You're standing on the world's biggest ball of dirt.
Yeah.
Tough
It
too.
is the world.
Yeah, Union Terminal has Union Station for Amtrak.
see, yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah, fuck that. I'm done with Amtrak. That shit, I'm telling you, it literally stopped like between the two. It's like a 4-hour car drive for the distance that I went. It took 8.5 hours on the Amtrak, which you would think it would go almost as fast as a car, but it doesn't go fast and it fucking stops. I think there was like 20 something stops between the two.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was just. It was cheap as fuck. It was only like $17 or something.
I have an Amtrak story actually. Now that I think about it,
Oh, let's
when I
lay it on
first
me.
when I first got my house, like there's a train track kind of a few hundred yards down from me, like where I was going to work, and it was like 4:30 in the morning, or not 4:30, 5:30 in the morning. I'm stopped for a train,
Cool
and
story,
like
bro. No.
this Amtrak comes rolling
Oh,
by, and it's really slow. But I see like these people like just sipping coffee in like this like lounge cart, you know what I mean? Like where there's like tables and stuff. And I've never seen one before. And I was like, this is the weirdest thing ever. Like I'm just watching people roll by eating breakfast.
They
Like
eat
That's
in,
how
like, every
that's how
flavor
fast
beans
they
and
go. Anytime they
Yeah,
go
practicing with their
near.
wands on their way to Hogwarts.
Anytime they go like through or near a rural area, even if they're not stopping, they slow down to like 20 miles an hour. So
Well-
you're just like fucking creeping by everybody's house. And it's just like in some of these areas, especially in California, you're like, if you had a fucking hockey stick, you could poke their bedroom window. That's how fucking close to the track some of these houses are.
Oh wow.
And it's like, damn, this is can you imagine? Like you said, you were kind of like looking across the way, watching people eat. Can you imagine like waking up, like sitting up, and there's just fucking people just kind of like.
Or seeing somebody up like fucking slamming uglies and shit like that. Some dude's ass bounced up in the air just getting after it. You know what I mean? Like,
why do you have to take it there?
Why not?
Why? How does it go from like sipping tea and eating biscuits to fucking on the Amtrak?
I mean,
like, how do you make that jump? I just want to know.
I was thinking the same thing.
I just don't understand how we get from a perfectly innocent conversation about trains to fucking on trains in front of somebody's
or
window.
you were the one who was talking about like sticking your hockey stick in some dude's window.
What if somebody's running a train on a train?
That's train. That's hot train on train action.
Train on train action.
Yo, dog, I heard you like trains.
Yo, check that out on trainontrain.com. Patent pending.
Training.com.
What do you think, Brian?
Yep.
If you get two sets of people running trains next to each other, it's train on train action. T squared.
It's a train next to train on train.
It's a train junction.
It's a train junction. Yes. It's a three-way train junction.
Is it a menage a train?
Oh, taking it. That's the European
train action.
That's the European train right there.
Oh my god. All right. Well, that was.
Do the locomotion.
How is it that we can take... How can we take such a stupid topic?
How do we even get on this?
Let's just trace back the. So it starts with Topher asking about
Thomas the Train Engine had a different magical journey.
Oh wow! So it starts with Topher asking about Pirates Justice Hall of Justice.
Hall of Justice.
Then it evolves to the train station in Cincinnati, which then goes to Amtrak to train on train. Hot train action. I don't understand how we deviate from our course so rapidly.
Yeah, how did we get off track?
I mean,
we lost our train of thought.
Oh, the puns keep coming. Oh, that's fucking great.
Come on, ride the train and ride it choo-choo.
Oh shit. In other news, other than train-related sex topics, Topher went to Gen Con.
That'd be a good album name. Train-related sex topics.
Ooh.
We should make a compilation of all of Pirates news jingles and just name the album that.
Or no,
sex topics.
Sex training.
News.
Sex training.
Sex.
What is the head of the train called? The conductor?
Yes.
The locomotive.
What?
I don't get the.
No.
Where's the joke
I mean,
there?
the sexual train.
The head
It was a question. It was a serious question.
Right, it sounded like a rock lobster. I'm not gonna lie.
Then it would be the locomotive.
Somebody
Somebody taking it in the caboose.
All right, Gen Con, something nerd related. Topher, you went there again. Every year, this is like your third Gen Con report for us. Fourth, I can't remember.
I don't think we've been doing this 4 years.
So it would have been 3.
Yeah, Gen Con was fun as always. There were
I have to ask
a lot
before
of
you get
people.
into this. What's your shirt say? It says "I am metal." What's underneath that?
It says "I am metal," and it's Baby Groot throwing up the horns.
All right, I like it. I was just curious because I couldn't. All right. Anyway, Gen Con.
Gen Con. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So like unlike comic book conventions where it's just like,
comic books everywhere. Gen Con's more about like gaming and stuff. So there are all kinds of board game vendors and tabletop RPGs and there's just all kinds of game sessions going on. So like your typical comic book convention, you'll have panels and whatnot, and there'll be like celebrity Q&As and story time with certain authors and artists and whatnot. But like at Gen Con, you've got like 4 days of an exhibit hall, but then all the side events, like you can literally just go anywhere, like hotel lobbies, walking down the street, like walking through the hallways of the convention center, and there's always just people sitting around like playing some kind of game and just like looking for other people, like, hey, want to play a game kind of thing. And it's a lot of fun. It's kind of a really cool
Did you do the Magic tournament again this year?
Community thing. No, you know what, I haven't been playing Magic actually.
Since that store closed down?
Yeah, the store we used to go to closed down a few months ago. It's been a while now, and I don't know. We tried to get it going at a different store nearby, but we couldn't get enough people to show up on a regular basis because everybody kind of scattered and went to other stores that have like already an established program, and I'm just not a big fan of those places. And it's a super expensive hobby.
Yeah.
I don't miss the money. I don't miss spending money on it.
Financial repercussions of Magic.
Yeah, so we kind of got out of it and haven't really played it since. So no, I actually took a couple decks to Gen Con, figuring that I would probably end up playing at some point, and totally didn't. There's just so much stuff to do at Gen Con. Like it's crazy because I feel like every single year I do Gen Con differently. Like I'll go, like one year we did a lot of Magic events. One year I spent a lot of time in the exhibit hall playing, doing board game demos and whatnot. And then, other years won't hardly even see the exhibit hall because I'll be off doing, like RPG sessions or something. Like there's just so much stuff to do there. Like you can't do it all in a single Gen Con. So
are the board game demos, are they like all new games that are like coming out and being released, or are they like older established games as well, or
both? So oftentimes it also depends on the company, because some of the bigger ones, like they'll have much bigger booths. Like their booth space will be like the size of like an entire con city block, basically. Not a whole bunch of booths in a row. Like they'll have an entire area, and they'll typically have a couple of games they're demoing at their booth, and so they'll be running sessions of that there. And those tend to be like the new releases, like the ones that are like coming out soon, or the ones that just released kind of thing. And then there's also a separate hall where they have, you can buy tickets for scheduled sessions of games, and those they'll tend to run,
whatever
games that they've had out for a long time, like just all kinds of sessions of games, at all hours of the day and night. And so you can like sign up and go play, kind of whatever game you want. The ones in the exhibit hall tend to be a little difficult to get to because there's just so many people in there, and they normally have such limited space that, like, there's a new Harry Potter card game that's coming out. It's kind of similar to Legendary, the Marvel deck building game, and my girlfriend wanted to play it. We wanted to try it out, so we tried like 3 days in a row to like go over there and like, because we saw it on the first day, and they're like, yeah, like we have a sign up sheet, you got to get here like first thing in the morning. The next 2 days we came back and ran over there, like the exhibit hall opens at 10. We got there at like 10:01, and they're like, yeah, the sheet's already full. So like on Sunday, we finally managed to get over there and like, find the right door and run fast enough to, to go get in line and get our name on the list. And so, we ended up getting to do that demo on Sunday. But yeah, so like there's not a whole lot of space, and the ones inside the exhibit hall. Yeah, it was interesting. It's a lot like Legendary, but it's also different. I mean, obviously they're not going to do the exact same game, but similar style of game where you have a character, and like the deck you build is like different spells you can cast and allies that you can use, and then you have like health points and magic points each round, and you can choose whether to use your spells to buff your teammates, or to heal yourself, or to attack the bosses. And there's boss cards that come out, and those are like the bad guys, and you have to battle through them and make it all the way to the end to win. So like structurally, it's, if you've played any kind of Legendary deck, any kind of deck building game like that, I mean, it has a lot in common. But I mean, if you're into Harry Potter, then this one being Harry Potter themed is, it does a pretty cool job of like being a quality themed game. Some games it's like what does this have to do with the source material kind of thing, but that one, like it felt very Harry Potter-ish. So that one was fun. But yeah, I picked up a couple new board games. I picked up a new RPG book, a bunch of like random artwork and toys and shit. Like there's just so much stuff there.
What was your favorite? Like, if you had to pick one thing that was your favorite about the Gen Con this year, what would it be? I know that's
the
kind
train
of a
right
tough
there.
question. Yeah. The hot train, train action.
It's funny because I feel like I had this discussion with the group I went to Gen Con with right after Gen Con, and I had an answer then, and now I can't remember what it was. Okay, so there was one particular game that I really enjoyed. So you can sign up for sessions of like tabletop RPGs, and there was a Star Wars game I played in that uses the newish anyway Fantasy Flight system. It was an Age of Rebellion game, and I was playing a rebel sniper, and it was pretty awesome because I normally have a history of rolling very, very poorly, rolling dice and just getting shit for rolls and doing terribly. But I was on fire this game, and then like it was like a 4-hour game session, and I missed with my first shot, and then every other single shot was like a super crit. Like it was ridiculous. Like I did exactly what I was trying to do and got like extra bonuses and stuff, and like the DM was just looking at me like, seriously, how the hell did you made that? He's like, I'm gonna make this super difficult, so you have to get this, and I'm like, bam, nailed it. He's like, God damn it, okay, so that happens. And it was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
It was nice to roll well for once.
I would like to go to Gen Con sometime, like 1 year, just if for no other reason. There's a tabletop game I played years ago now that I feel like that would be one of my probably best chances of playing it again. Twilight Imperium.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's just such a time commitment. It's basically impossible, like, unless you have like an entire weekend with a group of people to play this game, because to set it like to go over the rules, because you pretty much have to because of how complex the game is, set it up and play it. I mean, you're looking at a solid probably 15 hours or so for 3 to 4 players.
There's a group of people locally that play board games every weekend at our local comic book store at Nostalgia Inc., where we've done our live podcast on Free Comic Book Day a few times, and they have played that there before.
Really? They
so
just like leave it
yeah.
up? They just leave it like set up overnight or something and come back?
I don't know. I don't know if they try and play a quick version, or if they leave it set up and do it like. But I know that they have played that there before.
Huh.
I don't know how the logistics of it worked out, but But yeah, I mean, like if you were interested, maybe mention it to them and be like, hey, if you ever decide to do this again, let me know. I want in.
Yeah, that game is super fun. I had a ton of fun playing it, but it's one of those things where like you have to have somebody running the game, basically kind of DMing, that really understands, has a really good grasp of the like process flow and the rules. But it's so in depth, everything from finances to politics to I mean all this different stuff, battle obviously, conquest. It's super cool.
Yeah, it's a great game. I've never actually played it, but I've seen it a number of times, and I'm always like, that looks really cool and really involved, and I think I would like to play that sometime. But
you would really
holy shit, there's a lot going on here.
It's a huge time commitment, yeah.
It's actually made by Fantasy Flight Games, which is the company I was just saying does the new version of the Star Wars RPG that I played.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, that game is definitely you would, if you ever get the chance to sit down and play it, so you should do it. It's worth it. But all right, well, sounds like Gen Con was a success, as it is pretty much every year. Although last year you had the negative run-in at the Magic tournament. So.
Oh yeah, there's a dick there, and this year I remembered to actually
wear your dick repellent.
No. Last year was also interesting because so they have a pre-registration day, like an event registration day that's like in May. Ahead of time, where you like sign up for all your events, and then like you put them on a wish list, and they kind of go through a lottery style, just process people's wish lists, because a lot of the events fill up, and you don't have a great shot of getting into everything you want to do, just because there's like 60,000 people there, and there's a lot going on. So I did that, and I got a bunch of stuff that I wanted, and I was super excited. And then like a week before the con, I went and checked my account to make my schedule up from it, to kind of jot down where I needed to be and when. and I saw that I didn't have any events. The tickets were not there. They were just gone. I was signed up for nothing, and come to find out that it was because it processed my list and put the tickets in my cart, but I never actually checked out and paid for them. And so after like an hour, it released them, gave them up, and I had nothing. So yeah, so last year was kind of like, it was super shitty, and we didn't have a hotel room ahead of time, and we had to like try and scramble around. So like it can be like there hotel rooms in that area are not cheap during Gen Con. Like it's kind of a mad scramble to get a hotel room when they when they start taking reservations. And man, like if you're not super quick on it, like you're not finding anything within 15 miles of downtown. So there's a lot of logistic stuff about getting 60,000 gamers into downtown Indianapolis for a weekend. So if you can get past that, the convention is fun as hell. And so this year it was also nice because all that went a little more smoothly, and everything was set up and ready well ahead of time.
That's good.
Hey, was the Star Wars game, was it Age of Empire?
So there's 3 games so far that are all kind of like it's all the same system. It started as Edge of the Empire, and then the second one was Age of Rebellion, and then the third one's called Force and Destiny. It's all in the same system, and they're somewhat interchangeable, but they all have a kind of different campaign focus, I guess. Like Edge of the Empire is more like your smugglers and your fringe elements of the galaxy and whatnot. Age of Rebellion, you're playing more of like a rebel military team, and then Force and Destiny, you're like fledgling Force users who are trying to evade the Empire and look for use their abilities and see if there's anybody out there who can train them and give them any. So I mean, like there's slightly different rules in each but the character creation's all the same system for the most part. There's just slight variations depending on which type of campaign you're going to be playing in.
I see. Okay.
The system's really cool though.
I was just looking it up because it sounded cool.
The system's really neat. So like the dice. I actually have some sitting right here because I always have everything within arm's reach.
Yeah.
He's got a utility belt.
So like the dice for it, like they don't have like it's their own proprietary like special dice with special symbols on them. You don't use regular numeric dice, and I was a little put off by that at first because like nobody wants to go out and buy more special dice just for one game, but they actually work really well. So like you roll a number of dice, according to your ability scores, and then there's good dice and bad dice, and you add the bad dice in for how hard the task you're trying to do is, and then like there's successes and failures on the dice that cancel each other out, and if you have more successes than failures, you end up succeeding. But there's also a secondary set of symbols called advantages and threats that like work on a separate system. So like it's kind of cool because you can succeed on doing something but also have a threat with it. So like you've done it well, but you might have caused some other problem in the course of doing it, or you can fail a check and still have some advantage, so you might not have succeeded at your task but it might open up some other avenue. And it's kind of really cool because once you get used to it, it adds a decent storytelling element to to even dice rolls. So it's not just like I roll a perception check. Do I see anything? Just all day long. It actually kind of lends a little bit more storytelling to the mechanics of the game, which is pretty neat.
That's neat. That sounds cool. Let's see. Let's move on here to. There was a rumored script leak for the next Star Wars movie. Brian, you brought this to the plate. Did you get a chance to watch the movie or the video and kind of hear about the script leak?
Let me find what I sent you so I could jog my memory.
It's just a link to a video, but essentially
I probably did.
Essentially, the script leak is discussing, and again, this is all rumored. The concept that Snoke tells Luke some information about his grandfather, so Anakin's father. So I don't know. I don't really know. I didn't.
Yeah, I watched it, but I don't
watch the entire video.
I don't even remember. So we know that basically. Let's see. Fucking.
Finish your thought.
Do we know?
I think we know that. I thought Anakin was made by the Force, like kind of like Jesus.
That's what we've been told.
Yeah.
Fuck! I watched this when I posted it, and I totally
ever,
forgot.
Stopped anyone?
There was no father.
Yeah.
I carried him. I raised him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So let's report on this another day because I totally.
We'll come back to this. That's right. Brian dropped the ball. We'll come back on that. I kind of dropped the ball too. I should have watched it all. Let's see here. So we got an announcement as
Chris
far as...
should have watched it being a Star Wars fan.
I'm not sure I want to know like little details about that. Like I really enjoyed the Force Awakens, and I was super fucking pissed because on my way into the goddamn theater, one of the fucking movie theater employees like spoiled something about the damn movie. Like before the first showing, the first public showing even happened, the dude working the fucking he said that Kylo Ren kills Han Solo. Like said it to the other dude working behind the counter while I was standing there waiting for them to get me my damn popcorn. They were talking to each other, and I'm like, really? Because the other dude hadn't seen it yet, and he's like, yeah. He's like, oh my. And the other guy got pissed too. He's like, dude, if that's true, I'm gonna fucking kick your ass. And they were arguing, and I'm like, really? And then I walk into the theater, and so like when that scene happened, like I was more pissed than anything because I'm like,
you
fucking
knew
shit.
How it was gonna end, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like now I know what's coming. Like I got robbed of that surprise in that moment. Like I don't know. I know, like
something to be said
I
about
hate
the surprise. Yeah,
I hate spoilers more than most people. You know, like people give me shit all the time. They're like, "Oh no, don't want to spoil it for you. You're gonna get all bent out of shape." It's like it's a fucking movie. It's like 2 hours of your life, like that. Like that is the experience, you know. Like, and what's the point of spending, you know, fucking $14 on a movie ticket, you know, to go in to see something that somebody just told you what's gonna happen? Like, I don't know, like. If you're gonna watch a movie, like enjoy the fucking experience of watching a movie, and don't try and find out everything about it ahead of time. And I know we do that a lot, you know, discussing rumors even on this podcast. But I don't know. I just feel like sometimes there's too much information that goes around about some of these. It's like just fucking let it happen.
Speaking of information about upcoming movies, this is not a spoiler at all. But the character list for New Mutants was released. It looks like it's going to be Danielle Moonstar, Wolfsbane, Sunspot, Cannonball, Magic, and Warlock. And I know we're going to get over to Topher because I know he's at the very least excited about Magic being in there. Because she was one of your favorite comic book characters for a while.
That is true.
So, I mean, where do you guys stand on this movie? Like, is this something that you guys are going to go see? Is this not? For me, this is not that exciting. I probably will not go see this movie. Has nothing bad to say about. I have nothing bad to say about the movie or the comics or anything like that. But it just boils down to you have a fixed amount of time and money. And this has never really, New Mutants has never really been one of my big things that I've followed. What about you, Pirate?
I mean, I'm gonna wait till I see the trailer to kind of pass whether or not because it could. I mean, there's been plenty of movies that I've never known anything about comic book wise, seen the trailer and been like, "Holy fucking shit, that looks dope." So, I'll wait before I just say it whether or not. I mean. Right now, am I excited about it? Like, we'll see. But when the trailer comes out,
Brian, what about you? Where do you land on this one?
I'm excited. Hopefully, it's good. Better than
on the phone.
No, yeah, I'm listening to the thing so I could report that.
So we can come back to it. We'll go to Topher. Topher, mute your mic, Brian, because we can hear that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited about it. I love the New Mutants. I mean, it's an X-Men spinoff. You know, I've read those comics. Like I don't know. Like when I saw the character list, I'm like, you know, okay, this is nice. Like this is all the original ones. You know, and then a couple that joined not too long after. There's a couple that they didn't use that joined a little later, but that are kind of boring. Like Karma's not in it. Cypher's not in it, but Cypher's a dumb character.
Okay, yeah. What is Karma's power? If you do something mean to Karma, does
no. She bites people in the ass.
No, wasn't she able to take control of somebody?
Yeah, something like that. She was able. Yeah, it was kind of like mind control ish, but she was able to like, you know, take control of somebody and make them do stuff. But she didn't really use her power a lot because she thought it wasn't right to do it. So I don't know. It's she was kind of in and out of the books because she was taking care of like her young siblings or something, and then she ended up going missing for a while and was presumed dead, and I don't know. So, but anyway, so like she was probably the one of the original-ish ones the only original-ish one that isn't in the movie, but so the X-Men movies have not really been the same quality as the Marvel Cinematic Universe ones. So I'm excited, but also the New Mutants being a more, you know, younger, like young teen kind of group.
Teenagers with attitude.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna take it. Like, the books were very
hopefully
calm
not in
and
the butt.
Fox making this, or is Marvel?
I imagine Fox is making it since it's an X-Men property.
Well, fuck you. I just didn't,
No,
I didn't know,
I
if, I
wasn't
didn't
being
know
a-
if New Mutants fell under a different property
Right.
license because it's
No, I wasn't being a
title.
dick. I was literally saying I'm assuming it's Fox because it's an X-Men thing.
I honestly don't know.
I assume so. But
Yes, it is Fox.
okay. Yeah, like the comic books were very. I don't know. They had a calm and serious tone to them that was, part, young innocence and part like coming of age kind of thing. And I'm just hoping that they get the tone of the movie right, and it's not like just a fucking like, high school teen, drama kind of movie.
I think it probably will be. Listen to the description that we have here. The movie will focus on the angst-driven adventures of a diverse group of teens that includes Native American Danielle Moonstar, Scots girl Wolfsbane, Brazilian ladies man Sunspot, a Kentuckian codenamed Cannibal, and Russian teen Magic. Also in the mix will be an alien named Warlock. So
I'm interested to see how they do Warlock.
Teeny bopper drama.
I don't want to hear angst. I mean, there was.
I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby.
Wow.
I think we have to wait for more of a trailer and some more details before we get
because they could Fantastic Four this and
it could be bad.
Really drop the ball.
It could be bad.
Or the thing is, like with the X-Men movies though, they did a movie called First Class, and they didn't even use the first class of X-Men in it. They were like, we're gonna do a different lineup.
Do it another way. Like, I like that movie though. I did like that movie.
I did like the movie. I thought it was really good. But the funny thing is, there were some comic books that came out right before that called X-Men First Class, and that was like, like new stories told about the original X-Men. Like back in the day, and it's like you didn't even use half of them. And it's like,
we're good.
Like,
source material.
I don't know.
We don't need that shit.
Yeah, it's like I don't know why they don't just stick to the source material. It drives me nuts, and so like I'm somewhat hopeful that it seems like they're actually grabbing the right group for this, and starting with the source material maybe. So maybe I'm just getting my hopes up, and they're gonna Fox all over it. But
probably,
we'll see. The fact that they're even doing it is cool to me because it's not necessarily what you'd think of as a mainstream A-list,
title. The Guinness Book of World Records is a little ridiculous. I don't know how else to get into this story other than jumping right in, but there's a gentleman from Ireland that now holds the world record. I'm surprised that apparently now you can get a fucking world record for literally anything. Holds the world record in the Guinness Book of World Records for the most functional gadgets on a cosplay suit.
Oh, I see.
23
what?
Functional gadgets on his Batman suit.
Yeah, the Batman suit.
I want that suit though.
I have them listed here, kind of. I'm going to try and read through them. A gauntlet-mounted 4 fireball shooter.
I'm sorry, did you say fireball?
Yes, I did. A
It
gauntlet.
actually shoots fireballs?
Yes, 13 to 16 feet, apparently.
Okay.
I would think that'd be a flamethrower.
Yeah, well, apparently it's fireballs. Gauntlet video screen. A NBC rated, which is nuclear, bacterial, chemical rated bat respirator that fits onto the cowl. A grapnel gun. A EMP stun gun.
The fuck?
And it's actually functional?
Yes. Produces a blinding light to stun criminals.
How's that an EMP?
I don't know.
I mean, light is an electromagnetic wave, so.
But I think it's like
if you flash a flashlight at somebody, it's technically a pulse of electromagnetic energy. I don't know if you could call that an EMP, but
a bat sign projector. It's a telescopically projects the bat symbol on any surface.
So he throws his own bat symbol up when he's in need?
Apparently.
So it's a flashlight.
Yes, essentially. A fancy-looking flashlight. It looks exactly like a flashlight that I have, actually. Smoke bombs. A Bluetooth stick-and-find bat tracker. This magnetically activated beacon can be attached to a vehicle or location and then tracked in real time using the video screen in Batman's Gauntlet.
That's kind of cool.
An ultraviolet lamp.
So he can go to hotels and see the splooge stains on the sheets?
Yes. Also, a folding batarang, pneumatic tranquilizer gun, ultrasonic anti-dog device, bat shurikens, ball-bearing grenades, gauntlet flashlight, medical kit, battery pack, laser designator. Apparently, there's a note. This one's for Catwoman. It's probably a laser pointer. Bat cam, gas dispenser, bat flask.
Bat flask. Definitely from Ireland.
Yes. And a concealed laryngeal microphone.
Oh, yeah, because you can't have your regular voice.
Right.
I imagine with Darth Vader, though, it's like, or with his Darth Vader mask at, NBC.
The dude apparently is quite intimidating when he's wearing the suit because he already stands at a 6 feet 10 inches tall.
Jesus.
Fuck.
So that is one big ass motherfucking Batman. And the suit was 3D printed. It was first 3D printed, then molded and cast in a flexible urethane rubber.
Huh.
Wow.
This is pretty fucking impressive. I'm not going to lie. I think it's a little stupid that he's in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Well, the Guinness Book of World Record
is stupid in and of itself.
They've actually, when Jack White was in it for like the shortest performance ever or something like that, or the White Stripes, and so ever since that happened, bands were coming out and doing like trying to beat that. So like at one point there was this big sold out show and this band, I can't remember who it was, came out and just played one note and then left. And then so there was like trying to time who had a faster one note set performance, and people were getting pissed, so they removed that record from the Guinness Book of World Record because it was getting out of control.
It's stupid. They measure so many things that are just fucking ridiculous. Like, I don't understand.
It's funny because I was saying some of the same stuff about the Olympics, like last week, a couple weeks ago, when the Olympics were on. It's like some of these sports, it's not that the athletes aren't impressive at it, but something like curling, which is winners, Olympics, but curling, or some of these track and field events, like the shot put, I get that these people are really good at it, but at what point?
That's
exactly.
That's more of a throwback to.
I mean, obviously, yeah, that one's that's
probably
an
a bad
ancient
example,
event.
but like badminton.
there are some things that's like,
trampoline jumping.
Why are some of these? Why are these Olympic events? I get that these people are really good at them and the best in the world, but something like running.
Are really doing it.
Everyone runs at some point in their life.
Not
most
like
people,
Usain Bolt.
Most people swim at some point, so it's worth seeing who's the best at it because it's something everybody does. And so when you are the best in the world, it's because you are just fucking better at it than everyone on the planet. But the gold medalist in some of these, it's like, are you really the best, or are you just the best of the people who have tried to do it? I feel like there's a lot of things that people just haven't tried to do. So is it really worth tracking who's the best at trying it?
All right, here's the best right now. Like, so in 2010 they started the World's Hide and Seek Championship. Now in there's talk of it being in the 2020 Olympics.
I thought you were going to say, now they finally found the winner.
Yeah, they just found the winner last week.
No.
Dude,
6 years
I'm
later.
signing up. I'm signing up for that. I hid in the tree for hours one time. Nobody could find me.
You know what?
Ex-Prez that story.
We should do that because that would be awesome. We could be Comic Book Nerd Nation Olympic champions. We could add that to our
I'm
repertoire.
just saying, that might be... You find Pirate every time, he'll be at the bar.
On the diversion, they always go for me, but you guys hide the opposite end from the bar. It'll give us more time. That's our strategy.
Give you a lead.
I'll take one for the team every time.
That's what she said.
Last weekend, I was at my buddy's house, and he has an Apple TV, and one of the apps on there is like the Olympics, to where you can like go through and select a sport. And then for that sport, it has all the different sessions that was recorded. And you can go through and pick like which round. So it's kind of neat. So you can watch whatever sport you want and whatever rounds you want. Like if you want to watch all the way from the very beginning rounds, or if you just want to watch just the finals or whatever, you can do that. But some of these sports that sound exciting are fucking boring to watch on television. Like shooting was one of them. I was like, oh shit, that sounds fucking cool, dude. Like a bunch of
fucking air pistols.
A bunch of fucking like the trap shooting and shit.
The trap
Like,
shooting.
that sounded fucking awesome. You can't see the traps for shit. Like, why like when you watch NHL hockey, they fucking highlight the puck like yellow or blue so you can see it. Like they highlight an area around the puck so you can see the fucking puck where it's at. Why wouldn't you do that for these fucking traps as you're shooting them?
That would make sense.
Like because literally all you see is like you're watching from behind some guy. You see him raise a gun, you hear a bang, and then they're like, "Oh, nice shot!" Like, what? Did he hit it? Or...
That's like
take your word for it.
I would much rather see like the 1909 Olympics when they still had pistol dueling. Like,
yeah,
those would be that's the event that I'd want to see.
That's what's up.
They don't give out.
Sure, you want to go to the Olympics?
Yeah. That's when you're the best because you've lived
you're
long
win the
enough.
gold? Because there is no silver or bronze.
Well, they use wax bullets.
We'll tack it onto your fucking onto your casket. But
toss it in the coffin with you.
I'm
Bury
just
you
saying.
If you die in the Olympic zone.
Let's up the ante a little bit on this shit. How about fencing without suits and real swords?
That'd be cool.
I'm just saying. Let's
I'd
bring
watch
jousting
that.
back while we're at it.
Inigo Montoya, the Olympic reigning champion.
It's funny because some of the ones that sound cool end up not being.
Oh,
some of the ones
terrible.
that sound fucking dumb end up being some of the most entertaining ones. So like last week, some people. I went out to lunch with some people from work, and we were sitting in.
You had a tool?
No, we were sitting in Firehouse Subs, and they had like TV on in the background. No, they're just kind of like colleagues.
You went to the Firehouse for subs?
He said work. They're paid to be around him.
Oh,
yeah.
Right. Okay.
So they had the Olympics on the TV in the background, and it was during the daytime, so they were showing synchronized swimming, and I'm like, really, synchronized swimming? And then they started doing shit, and I'm like, holy fuck, like that's impressive. Like, have you watched synchronized swimming at all?
It's like crazy because it starts.
Ridiculous.
They're synchronized before they even start swimming.
Yeah, they walk
the
out
way
like all boss as fuck.
And then but they jump in there. Like the underwater cam is my favorite because they're like, this pool's fucking deep.
So
They're doing they're like jumping out of the water and like getting serious airtime and like doing like jumps and twists and shit. And it's like they're not even touching the ground. They're doing all this while treading water and then somehow jumping out of the water. Like it's like they're fucking part dolphin. It's like fucking nuts, man.
That's like
and then like watching them all like they're all upside down. You know, swimming, and they're moving like up and down in sync, like feet above the bottom of the pool, and it's like, Jesus Christ, how do they do that? Like all timed with music that they can't hear because their heads are fucking underwater. You know, it's like, and their legs are all going like in sync, you know, above the water, and it's like, holy shit!
Well,
like
they could have underwater speakers.
I guess
Did
maybe.
you, hear, did you see
My-
the diver that fucking
Holy diver.
fucked up and did like a belly flop and got a 0?
Ooh.
Yeah, I heard
no.
about that.
Yeah, that
Missed
shit,
that one.
shit was hilarious.
I watched my favorite this year was the women's water polo because I actually seen an underwater camera footage of like how they fucking play, and that is probably the most violent sport I've ever seen.
Ripping at titties and everything.
Dude, they was like grabbing each other in their fucking crotch bathing suits and like yanking straight up, like I mean, like giving them the old fucking split toe and shit. Dude, I'm like, what the fuck? Like these bitches punching each other in the tit, like. I'm like, this is impressive. This is actually.
John's like, I can cancel my Pornhub subscription.
Right.
Thank you, Olympics.
This is enticing. I gotta wait for every 4 years for this. Damn it. I need to watch the fucking yearly matches. Like the fucking.
God. Pirate's gonna be the guy that gets arrested for masturbating at a woman's water polo match in the stadium. Yeah, get her.
Instead of streaking, I run out and jack off in the pool. Be like, you're all pregnant now.
Oh. All right. On that note, that's it for
Wow.
this episode. We like to end it on a low note every week. I'm Fox 2. We've got the Impregnator, Pirate.
Women's water polo. I'm coming for you.
Topher.
Coming on you.
I don't know what to do with that other than chlorinate the pool a couple extra times.
And the whole effing Brian.
I can't wait to see Pirate on Unsolved Mysteries.
CSI Rio.
They blacklight the whole pool.
Batman shows his fucking ultraviolet light from his gauntlet.
All right. That's it. We'll see you guys next week.